21st, 1963, and a Thor Agena A powers into the heavens above. Its payload is the High Space Science Satellite, designed to collect data from above geosynchronous altitude. One fairing half burns away during launch, but Agena separates from Thor and fires. Agena brings the satellite to orbit and then some, before the payload itself fires an Altair solid rocket motor to raise the apogee even higher. The burn complete, HSSS reorients towards the Sun and starts collecting data. April 24th. The Atlas Vega is go for its second flight to deliver 4 Multicom satellites to a 4,000 kilometre orbit. Booster skirt separates, and the Atlas continues to fly into the sky above. The satellites will be spaced equally apart in the orbit, hopefully providing constant communication coverage and eliminating comms blackouts. Hopefully, at least. Vega ignites its engine and continues to propel the four small satellites into low Earth orbit. Reaching orbit, Vega shuts down, and when the time is right, it reignites to place Multicom into a resonant orbit. In that resonant orbit, at apogee, Vega reorients itself and prepares to release the satellites. One satellite is released from Vega and raises its apogee. An orbit later, the second satellite also fires its engine to raise its apogee. This is followed by the third, and then the fourth. All 4 satellites are in roughly the correct orbits, and with Multicom complete, ZBSA accepts a contract to fly a man around the moon. This is it. Moon or bust. Do or die. August 27th. Cena 2, the second lunar orbiter, lifts off on the Atlas Vega deep space variant. Space variant of the Atlas Vega uses a third stage derived from the second stage of a fourth competitor called Jupiter. Cena 2 departs the Moon, using the Juno 6K transfer stage. And after the burn complete, and a course correction from Cena, Cena 2 is go for lunar encounter. Approaching the Moon, Cena 2 catches into an elliptical orbit before coasting to azimuth to raise the inclination to above 50 degrees for an orbital perturbation experiment. Coasting back down again to Periloop, Cena captures and reorients towards the Sun. The active mission phase now complete. It will passively collect science in an elliptical lunar orbit. November 11th, and ZBSA's new rocket, dubbed Fatless by the press for obvious reasons, is go for launch. The Fatless Vega is lifted off the pad by 4 Castor and 4 Algol boosters, and when separated, the 2 LR-87 booster engines and 2 LR-105 sustainer engines push the rocket onwards into the heavens above. The large skirt structure is jettisoned, and the core continues to burn into orbit of the Earth. Vega separates and lights its X405H engine, ground controllers kept awake even in the dead of the night by pure excitement for the mission ahead. The mission ahead being an uncrewed lunar landing. The first ever probe to softly touch the moon. After half an orbit, Vega relights, and the payload is go for translunar injection. Vega depleted, Juno separates, and performs the TLI burn in 2 parts to avoid comm blackout, as, for an unknown reason, it has failed to connect to the Multicom network. The payload is Artemis, a rudimentary lunar lander running off of HTP propellant, which should gain a large amount of science for ZBSA's wider goals. Approaching the moon, Artemis fires its Antares solid rocket motor, which explodes seconds before shutdown. This should pose no problem, as Artemis has the fuel margin to land anyway. Ground control carefully guides the lander above the surface, but a warning light begins to shine. They are running out of fuel. touchdown. Artemis settles on the lunar surface with just 5 seconds of fuel remaining and deploys its scientific experiments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. And the boss out.